We just people from the north side. Once the Timmy's hit the shore fine. Winter ready.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Roast Boy George McKay back here again for another edition of Father to Father. I know you can't see the logo, it's behind me. It's in my big ass head. There it is. Okay, right there. As always, I am G. This is
D.
And we are Father to Father.
Yes,
Cheers.
yes.
Summersby, sponsor us. You know you want to. Hey. Mango Lime. Don't start your summer off without it. Even though it's January here, we don't care.
Can we just stop and just drink this the whole time? Yeah.
We can. That would be like, yeah, but that would be
ASMR, just right up in the mic.
I don't think we're quite ready for the ASMR.
No, not yet.
I don't think the ASMR is ready for us. First off, neither of us could. Let's get into that for a second. Neither of us could legitimately do ASMR.
Not with a straight face. No, there's no chance.
But also with just the tone of our voices. Even if we try not to bellow, we bellow. We bellow.
I think I can do it.
All right, fine. You know what?
No bueno. All right, I'll try again next week. Sorry, man. I just wanted to try something new,
Sounded weird.
You don't like the sound of my lips smacking in your ear?
No, it's honestly, it sounded like a queef. I'm just gonna get it out there.
I'm never doing that again.
Never do it again.
Never doing it again.
Don't do it again. All right, guys. So Father to Father, as always, we discuss everything from fatherhood, our experiences. We get emotional, we get real, we get raw, we get uncandid and unfiltered. So 2 weeks ago was our first inaugural episode. We got a lot of positive feedback on that. So thank you guys for that.
Yep.
We're going to try to make this an every 2 week thing because both of us work, both of us are family man. I've also got Straight Talk that I'm working on in MLW. So a lot of podcasts that I'm dipping my hands into.
Yep.
But this one is just fun. It's a chance for us to just literally shoot the shit.
Yeah, be yourselves. Let it all out. Let it all hang out. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna let it all hang out. Let it all hang out.
Let it all hang out. We're gonna get so fucking rated canceled before we even begin. Because we're saying let it all hang out like it's normal. But when we look at each other, like if you're listening to this, thank you so much for listening. But if you're watching this on the video, you see that the face was made. Let it all hang out. Because I'm gonna sit here and just be like, bam. And then Derek's gonna sit here and be like, bam.
I was just saying we're gonna let it all hang out. You had to take it there, man.
I took it where I felt it needed to go. That's where I
believe me, it's been there, man. That's why we're having this podcast.
That is. So let's talk about what's happened in the last 2 weeks of our lives. Yeah. So your better half celebrated her birthday.
Yeah, good old 43. She's gonna kill me for that one, but it is what it is.
No, she is not 43.
No, it's 34. I said 21, but she didn't really appreciate that one either. But it was a great day. She enjoyed it, and she's been celebrating since. It's been what?
Celebrating since. It's been
2 weeks now. A week now.
A week and a bit. Yeah.
Still going. It's a month-long celebration.
Still going.
As she should be celebrated.
Absolutely, she should be celebrated. She is a mom of 4, and the blended family, like we discussed the last show. And one of the things we were talking about was just the randomness of how we're going to try to be topic in the show, but we're also going to roll off with tangents sometimes.
Yep.
But one of the things we're going to talk about is how kids surprise us.
Oh.
And when they surprise it's almost like an evolution in their growing up.
Yep.
When I say evolution, there's many different forms of evolution. You could be mentally evolving, you could be physically evolving, you can be emotionally evolving. But there was also just the evolution of actually watching this little person grow up and become independent. And before you know it, like you can flip the switch and time really does fly by.
Yeah, don't blink.
Don't blink.
Don't blink.
And if you do blink, try to blink very quickly. Because blinking super slow,
you're gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss it. But talk to me about, I guess you were mentioning about the evolution of your oldest son.
Yeah.
And what you had experienced actually this just past weekend.
That just happened. And I mean, it's crazy because as a parent, you always look out for your children. You want them to be safe. You want to let them experience life without sheltering them. Right. And so oftentimes you say, no, don't do this, or don't touch that, it's hot, or stay away from here, you can hurt yourself, and so on and so forth. And I think you get to a certain point in life where you see them growing and you're just like, I think we're gonna let them try it this time. And unbeknownst to me, because I wasn't around when it happened, but he had told me, and so did my nephew, they got up to the stove and actually made themselves breakfast. Not cereal, not a bagel, not sandwich. I saw the remnants of what they made. It looked, somewhat appetizing, but they really showed their independence and made themselves an actual meal. Mind you, he's 8. So I mean, in some worlds that's expected, and in others you know, especially when you're not being supervised by an adult. That's a big faux pas, but you know what? They pulled it off, and I was super proud of him. It's one of those things that you know you get to see him do or not do regularly, but now he's like, okay, a little more confidence. You're okay in doing certain things, and you kind of release the reins a little bit and say, okay, you know, a little bit more. Try this, try that. You know, and we're not the sheltering type by any means.
No.
We let them try. We let them get the bumps and the bruises. They don't live in a bubble. You know, we let them go out and get scraped up. You know, it's what kids are supposed to do, right? But obviously, like I said, as a parent, you've always got your reservations, and you know, this is one of those things that just proves, hey, okay, you've learned something else in life. All right, on to the next one, and on to the next one.
So you said it looked semi-appetizing. What did they make? Was it like eggs and bacon? Like what was
correct.
it?
That was exactly it.
Okay.
Eggs and bacons. I came home to the
Frying
remnants
bacon
of-
is no joke, man. That shit can splatter and actually hurt.
Hey,
I burnt my forearms a couple times by shit splattering back, like the grease splattering back.
had I not seen the food on the table, I wouldn't have known they had cooked. They didn't leave a mess. They cleaned it up. So whatever splattered everywhere around,
Whoa, hold on.
They got
You
rid
didn't
of
tell
it.
me that it got cleaned up. So they made it.
and then they cleaned up
And then they
afterwards.
cleaned
Yeah,
up.
oh yeah, the kitchen was spotless. I couldn't believe it.
Wow, MVP.
Yeah,
Right there.
MVP to my 8-year-old Elijah. Good job, and my nephew Isaiah. Good job, guys. You guys made Uncle proud. You didn't burn down my house, so I didn't have to catch a case.
Yeah. Knows how he said that? You didn't burn out my house and I gotta catch a case. Fucking guy. All right. So they made themselves, you know, the typical breakfast that anybody can make, bacon and eggs. And again, bacon is a challenge. I burnt bacon
So have I.
a lot of times. And what they made it, and you were surprised. And had you not noticed the remnants, you wouldn't have
Wouldn't have
known
known.
anything.
Wouldn't have known any different.
And where were you guys at the time?
We were out. We were coming back from a birthday party.
So you were coming back from a birthday party and they were already up
Up
and they were
eating.
like, boom, let's
Let's go
make
to it.
ourselves
Yep.
breakfast.
Let's go.
And
for
where
it.
was your oldest?
She was there. She was watching the youngest.
So she was babysitting
Yeah.
Zion
Oh yeah.
while Elijah
went-
and Isaiah got
Yeah.
into. And did they cook breakfast for everyone or just
Everybody.
themselves?
They made breakfast for everyone.
Wow! And it was edible. No one had food poisoning after.
Nobody's dead.
That's a huge win.
surprising, right?
It's a huge win. Well, let's actually talk about. I want to talk about an evolution that I've noticed with Ariana, because you know Ariana,
Yeah.
my youngest. She is a ball of energy,
Oh yes.
and she is very sensitive.
Yeah.
And sensitivity is something that she can dish out jokes, she can dish out insults, but then when you fire back, she can't take them. Now, as an adult, I can admit sometimes I can take them, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I get in my feels. I get in my weepy days of the month like everybody else.
Yeah,
Okay?
it happens.
It does happen. But one thing I noticed was that lately, when we have been stern with her
Yeah.
or punishing her, I realized it's better not to go at it that night.
hmm
I sent her to bed and I kind of have my game plan.
Yeah.
So we actually went the next day. And this happened a week ago as well. And she was really unruly on like a Monday or Tuesday night.
Mm.
So we decided that she was going to lose her iPad and her TV privileges for the entire week. The only thing she was allowed to watch is one 20-minute episode or 3 8-minute episodes of her favorite show, Bluey. She loves Bluey.
Yeah.
So 3 8-minute episodes, 24 minutes, or one 30-minute episode, which is actually like 22 because there's no commercials.
Sounds fair to me.
So we told her that. We took away the iPad. And for the first time, I noticed that she was accepting of what she had done wrong.
Oh.
And she kind of owned the punishment. Now she's been asking recently when her time is going to be back. And she was actually supposed to get the iPad. Excuse me. Supposed to get the iPad in 2 days. And supposed to get her TV time back in 2 days. But there was an incident yesterday,
Aye.
which prolonged it. So now she's not getting anything back till Friday. And yesterday I was genuinely frustrated because I had had a rough night before sleeping. My allergies were flared up like shit and I didn't sleep very well on Saturday going into Sunday. So I just told her, I said, you know what, Ariana, that's it. 2 extra days getting added on. Because you sat here, and when she cries, do you ever notice this with your kids too? When they cry, you put them on a timeout or whatever punishment you see fit as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You put them in that situation and they get louder.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be a time of reflective.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it. Back in the day, you got louder, you got swatted upside your head.
And then you got louder.
And then you got louder because you were in pain at this point. But nowadays as parents, we sit there and we're like, okay, it's okay, go cry. But after 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you've had enough.
Yeah.
You've had enough. Because as
Mhm.
parents, we get headaches extremely easy. And sometimes, and Saturdays and Sundays, what these kids don't understand is, yes, okay, some of them may have had a long week at school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're in kindergarten or grade 1, not so much. You get naps. Don't fuck with me. You did not have a hard, rough week
Yeah,
at
I don't
school.
wanna hear that.
I don't want to hear that shit. But if you're like a Denver's age or a Cassie's age, where
Yeah.
grade 8, grade 9 in high school,
Yeah.
there is a certain level of responsibility now that your
Expectations.
teachers and expectations
Yeah.
that you're expected to uphold. But she recognized it. I went off on a tangent there for a bit, but she recognized it.
Mhm.
And I won't ever tell her this, but she'll go back and watch this when she's older. But I was really proud of her because she recognized it. And for the first time that I can remember, she accepted the punishment without there being a but or a negotiation.
No argument, no nothing.
I
Take
own
it.
it. Like I own my fuck up.
Yep.
I own my mistake.
Take your
I'm gonna take my lumps
Mhm.
and I'm gonna come back stronger.
Better.
And I thought that was incredible. I mean, it's nowhere near an 8-year-old cooking eggs and bacon, but for her, that is a huge step forward.
Milestones are milestones, man.
And I think that's what I regret about with my first daughter, because I was working afternoons and I missed out on so much. I was able to be there for a couple cool moments. Like I remember one Christmas, she was just over a year old. She was about 14 months.
Yeah.
And I remember being in our basement apartment and I was waiting to pick up mom so we can go to her parents' place for Christmas Eve dinner.
Mhm.
And she was in the living room because we had this like long elongated basement apartment. There was French doors separating the kitchen from the living room. So you want to get in the kitchen, you would open the French doors and you
Yeah.
go into the kitchen. And she was crying in the room because she wanted something. And I said to her, I don't know what you want. So you need to come in here
You tell me.
and tell me. And I thought she was going to crawl. But before I know, I get this little tug on my leg and she's standing up. And I'm like, did you just walk? And she's like, she obviously she's just she's babbling at this point. So she's like, I give it. And I was like, okay, hold on.
Do it again.
So
Let me see.
no, but this is where having dogs my whole life came into and I might maybe people are going to take this conversation as weird. No, but hold on.
I
So
want to know what this comparison
no,
is.
so
gonna
I
be,
had a
man.
box of Ferrero Rochers.
No, you did not. I know.
So I
you're
took the Ferrero, yes, I did. I took it out and I unwrapped the gold foil
Yeah.
and I flattened it down in my hand and I put the Ferrero Rocher in my palm. And I sat on the couch, which was very close to where she was at the counter. So she's holding the counter and she's walking over the stove. And now she's kind of made her way by holding the wall, walking over to the French doors. Now,
Yeah.
the French doors to the couch, you got to remember, this is about 10 feet. So for a 14-month-old, this is
Yeah.
like, it's like a mile and a half.
Yeah.
So and there was nowhere for her to grab. So she's grabbing, she's kind of doing the up and down thing. She's
Yeah.
trying to,
Balance.
and then she just went for it. And she walked the full 10 steps. And when she got to the couch, she kind of collapsed on my knee.
Yeah.
But then she gave me that big, smile, beautiful smile that she has. And I remember actually giving her the Ferrero Rocher. And she had like one tooth in the front, so she could bite like half
Just
of
a
it.
bit.
So I bit her, I gave her the half, and I popped the other half in. And I remember just holding her up. And it was a moment that I can always cherish because I witnessed her first steps.
Yeah.
And I missed out on so much. But now with Ariana, I'm going back because I feel like when I was working overnights and when I was working afternoons, I missed out on a lot of time. So I'd wake up, I'd only see her for school. And then by the time she came home, I'd either be at work or I'd be just getting up. We'd have a dinner and then have to rush out.
Yeah.
And mom was kind of left there to carry the load. And I remember missing out on all these things, but now seeing them with Ariana and seeing the evolution. And I'm not saying I was an absentee father, just my wife had to work. We only had one car. She worked days, I worked afternoons. That's how you had to split. You got to sacrifice. But I remember that moment specifically because that was one of the first milestones I was able to see from her. And then from there, I just got to see more and more of the evolution when I would be home for the weekends or this and that. And it was just great to see.
Yeah.
It was great to see and great to experience. And those are like just cool memories that I can share with everyone now. And people may think, oh, you're getting a little sentimental. Of course I'm getting sentimental. I have a 14-year-old daughter. We're talking about when she was 14 months. This is a huge amount this is a decade and a bit of space in between.
Yeah.
But like challenges like let's talk about that maybe in your family. I'm not sure the perspective, but both of you guys, as far as I can remember, since the boys were both born, Jerry was on mat leave, but then went right back to working days. And you're also working days. Now, Sasha and I were blessed enough that we had that space and time. And then Cassie got older. Ariana got older. Cassie was able to kind of be around with Ariana at home. And Ariana had the after school program. So Sasha would pick her up.
Yep.
But now we both work days. Finally, I'm on days. I've been on days for the last like 6 years. But finally, I'm on days. But tell me about the process of the challenges, I guess, of the schedule. Both of you having like the same work schedule.
Yeah. So that's tough. And
what are the mornings like? I have to ask that.
Oh, I need to take a deep breath before
I feel
answer that
like the mornings
question.
are fucking rough.
Chaotic. And that's me stating it lightly. That is very, very,
Sorry, you
very
went the wrong
lightly.
way.
Yeah, that's what I do most mornings because I can't catch my breath. So we'll talk about now and we'll kind of talk about the past a little bit. So
Sure.
now, we've got a 13-year-old, 8, 6, 3. All of us got to get up and out the door by, we'll call it 8 o'clock. They get picked up by the bus. So Denver, Amari, Elijah get picked up by a school bus that comes at about anywhere between 7:50 and 8 a.m. We typically try and get these guys out of bed around 6:30. Now, typical teenager, alarm goes off, snooze button, bam. You can hear it. I can hear it from my room that her alarm goes off and she snoozes it. But I say, okay, she's in the process of getting up. Fine. I'll go wake up the boys. This is a decision I regret every single morning. Walking into that war zone, attempting to wake them up out of bed. Now, we've got Elijah. He's 8 years old. He's got a little more, common sense. He's a little more independent. You tell him, all right, time to get up. He does his Undertaker, gets up. All right, he knows what to do. He's on. Now, the two battle rats that I have, Amari and Zion.
Black and white for Mars.
These guys are like waking up Tasmanian devils. And I'm not exaggerating. You say good morning, you try and be positive, first thing in the morning. Give them that burst of energy that they're going to need to start their day strong. So, good morning, guys. All right, time to get up. Let's tackle the day. We got to get up, get undressed, get bathed, wash face, shower, everything, whatever, get out the door. And you automatically, one of the two of them will pull the covers over themselves. Now, mind you, they share a bed. So one pulls the cover, the other one's exposed. So guess what happens? You get tug of war of the covers between the two of them first thing in the morning, which often then leads to a fight between the two of them and yelling and kicking and screaming and punching until one of them eventually gets pushed off of the bed. And then fights out, but now it's the yelling and the screaming and he pushed me and da 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 da. Now for brothers that are very close in age, those two are 3 years apart, but if you would look at them, you would swear they're maybe a year or a couple months apart, because of the size and how they carry themselves.
The density. We talked about this last time. Zion's density.
Yeah, he weighs the same as his 6-year-old brother, and he's 3. And that's not because my 6-year-old's malnourished. He's just got a higher metabolism than everybody else in the house.
Well, we also talked about that. We talked about the challenges when he was younger last episode. So if you don't know, go back through the archives, catch up.
You'll see it. Good plug, man. So
that's what I do. It's the experience factor that's coming in, guys. You see that?
Oh man. So getting them up, getting them ready, getting them down to have breakfast. Now it's a fight of what do you want for breakfast? So, the process of getting them out of bed and getting them ready, we're talking, I don't know, 20 minutes. Then downstairs.
So now in a perfect timeline, we're at about 6:50, 6:55.
In a perfect timeline, yes.
But
in our timeline, it is now 7:25.
So we've got 35 minutes, actually 25 minutes, because you want to be out the door at 7:45 to get them to the bus stop at 7:50.
That's it. Okay. So we're now racing against time. We got to do lunches. We got to get breakfast. We got to make sure they've got everything packed in their bags. And that obviously now in the wintertime, they're bundled up, snow pants, jackets, hats, gloves, scarves, and everything, and ready to head out the door. So the breakfast feat is the next one, because we've got 3 kids that want 3 entirely different breakfasts, and the 13-year-old is content with whatever will nourish her body. So it's okay. What do you want for breakfast? I want cereal. Great. Here's the cereal. Oh, I want waffles. You want waffles? There's waffles. I want hash browns. All right, hash browns for you. Well, no, I want hash browns too. And I want cereal, but I want a bagel. This. And it's like we're at an all-you-can-eat buffet in the morning until you just go, okay, enough. This is what you got. This is what you're eating. And you got to get out the door, because at this point you're risking missing the bus. So, it's very, very adventurous day to day in the morning, getting these guys out, because this is all before I'm getting myself ready to get out the door. As well as Jerry. We're all trying to get ready and go at the same time. So
Jerry takes a lot of time to get ready. There's a lot of shit that has to go on that face. Yeah. Love you, Jerry.
Oh, she gonna kill you.
I know. But see, I'm protected right now. I'm protected in the safety
of your own home?
Of my own home. And she doesn't know the code to my door.
But she knows where you live.
That's fine. And you know what, guys? If you want to picture Jerry standing outside of a street light at just picture the opening sequence, just picture the sequence from The Exorcist.
Oh shit.
The fucking priest is there. Not saying she's the one that's possessed, but she's like the priest standing in the fucking street light. And yeah. Anyways.
I can't with you, man. Holy shit.
Fuck. I'm the
But
only
yeah.
one who could get away with it, by the way.
I know. I can't even get away with this shit. So
You gotta earn your
needless to
stripes,
say,
my
oh
friend.
yeah, shit. I still got a couple more years to go before I'm allowed to make those jokes.
100%.
Well, at least in her presence. But yeah, needless to say, mornings are they're part of what, like you said, the growth and evolution. Because once upon a time it was, all right, we got to pick them up and get them out of bed and pick them up and get them dressed. And now it's okay, get up. There are some mornings that are absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'll give you a prime example. Last Friday,
Of course, it's fucking
Jihad,
Friday.
yeah.
It's Friday. They know they have 2 days off coming.
Hey, listen, it doesn't matter for them any day. School day, no, I don't want to get up early. On a weekend, crack of dawn, they're up
Yeah, I don't get
at
that.
my bed. But
I
we'll
don't get it.
get into that one.
Yeah,
We'll get into that one.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Friday, I think I would say is probably the most perfect morning we've had. I got up, I got myself ready, I got all 4 of the kids up. They were dressed, got their teeth brushed, got downstairs, picked what they wanted for breakfast, had bags packed, had everything, and we were out the door. The kids were out the door for their bus by 7:50, and I was out the door at 8:06. Bam. No issues, no crying, no kicking, no screaming. And for me, it just tells me that the potential for them to be great is there within. It's them making that decision to be assholes first thing in the morning. So I mean, hey, it comes with it. You know what? With good comes bad, and bad comes good. You take it as it comes. But I look at them, and I look at my 8-year-old who was in that position once upon a time. So I know my 6-year-old is going to get to that point where he's going to start getting himself up, getting himself ready, making his own breakfast. All of these things, and just kind of watching them grow. And I'm going to get to sit back, relax, and let them do their thing, and we all just get out the door together. So I mean, mornings are fun. But mornings are not fun.
Okay, so let's switch gears to the weekend because we were talking about that to the weekend. The weekend, you expecting everybody to sleep in, nobody sleeps in. And I know we're not the only parents that have this. Every parent is like, preach, preach, preach.
Sleep in.
But here's what I don't
Oh.
get. Here's what I don't get. They can go to bed at like 11:30 on a Friday. Like Ariana, she'll stay up till 10:30 on a Friday because it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
And it's Saturday. But her then getting up at 6:30 and being a crab apple, but getting up at 6:30, coming downstairs. And sometimes when I can't sleep or I snore, the wife will be sleeping downstairs or I will sleep downstairs because I can't wind down.
Yeah.
So not to put the TV on in her bedroom and wake her up, I'll come down here. I'll put on Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something like that. And an episode and a half in, I'm out.
Yeah, God.
But then 6:30, like this Friday, for example,
cracker
I
dog.
was out at a show in Beaverton doing my other gig commentary for wrestling promotion. I didn't get back till 12:30.
Yeah.
I had a very, very late dinner or an early breakfast, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
The wife went to bed. I sat down with my fucking, Whopper. I ate it. I enjoyed it. I went out and had a cigarette after, and then the Whopper went right through me. And, well, it's a Whopper. I mean, what the fuck do you expect?
Sounds like you had Taco Bell.
Oh, could you imagine that, like a Taco Bell Whopper? Oh, no, fuck, gross, dude. All right, anyways. So I have my smoke. It's probably by, at this point now, 2:15, 2:30, and I'm out. I'm finally out. So I'm thinking like, fuck, I don't got shit to do. I have no editing that I need to do on Saturday. I can get up. I don't have any appointments, no gigs. I'm
Nice
going to
and
sleep
easy.
until like 9, 10 o'clock. And let's be honest, my 9, 10 o'clock is 8 because my eternal alarm clock gets me up at 6:30 anyways. But then I could probably on a weekend, I can get that extra 90 minutes in
Yeah.
if I play my cards right.
Yeah.
6:22.
I love how we always see the time when they do this shit.
She is down. She is on YouTube, which she's been banned from because YouTube she watches Adley, who's this very adorable little girl. And she watches her experiencing life. And Adley is either, I don't know, in the videos or the age gap, but she's roughly around the same age Ariana is now, but she could be older. I'm not sure. She might be the same age. I'm not really sure. Adley's there. Hey guys, A for Adley, yada, yada, yada. Today we're going to do this, this, and this. And then there's her dad. And her dad has a very squeaky, high-pitched voice. The best way I could describe this voice is Christopher Lloyd from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And this guy, his fucking voice, if I were to die tomorrow and go to hell,
Oh, God.
I would be forced to watch A for Adley for all of eternity.
Oh, no.
I know it.
No.
But, and like, he's got like greased back, like like Scott Hall kind of hair, like
Oh,
or Jake
shit.
the Snake.
Okay.
So it's like the
Yeah,
widow's peak, but
yeah,
he's
the
trying to
slick
hang
back,
on to
yeah,
what's
yeah.
ever there. And then he's got a beard that sometimes have crumbs in it because it's like, okay, dude, I get it. You have kids and you want to put your whole life out there on YouTube, and I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I am not the prettiest man in the fucking world. But look, bro, I wear hats for a reason. It's not because I like hats. Well, I do like hats,
You do.
but also because I know what's underneath it. And what's underneath it is a very large forehead. And sometimes if the ring light is not proportioned correctly, I'll get a beacon on my light. It's like fucking having like a fucking lighthouse on my forehead. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying right there. The fucking beacon. So I wear it to avoid said beacon.
Yeah.
But like his voice sounds like he may or may not have hit puberty.
Probably
And I'm
didn't.
not sure. But every time he says it, hey guys, good morning, it's like, fuck me.
Nope.
I can't, like, not at 6:22.
No.
Sorry, dude. I don't give a shit how
Nope.
adorable your kid is.
Nope. We're not.
I
doing
don't
it.
have a fucking ounce of energy to have you and her on a pirate ship adventure. And no, I'm not. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I
That
get,
shit else.
you know, there was times where there's one time where I just had enough. I snatched the Apple TV remote out of her hand. I paused the video. I didn't turn the TV off, but I paused the video so she could see
Mhm.
them. She couldn't hear them. And I took the remote and I put it in the pocket of my shorts. I sleep in like, basketball shorts.
Yeah.
Put it in the pocket of my short, but on the side where I was laying away from the TV. So I could feel this little hand at like, 6:50 now, and she's reaching this pocket. She's trying to find it. So all you see is me, like I'm on the couch. I'm leaned up against the couch this way, and I just rolled over and I said, "You're never going to find it. And if
Sounds
you
evil
do
as fuck.
find it, sexual harassment because I did not give you the right."
No, you did not.
I absolutely did.
No, you did not.
I did.
No way.
I did. And I just rolled back over and fell asleep. And then she went upstairs and she's like, "Mommy, Daddy said sexual harassment."
All the kids do that, man. They
Yeah,
all
but
do that
my wife's
shit.
like, "Babe, really?" I'm like, "No, fuck it. I don't want to listen to this
I'm
fucking guy.
sleeping.
I'm
I
sleeping."
want to sleep in.
So, or there's sometimes where she'll be on punishment and like she'll come downstairs and she'll put it on and she knows that it
Mhm.
annoys me, but she turns it on purpose to where if I have my phone like on like the thing, like on the top of the couch, I'll reach over, grab it, and be like,
Just take it and go. Take
"Leave."
it and go. Leave me be. Okay. So on that topic, how many times, and we were talking about this earlier, how many times have you woken up to find one or both of your children in your bed?
Okay. Really very random. When Cassie was small and Ariana was a toddler, Cass would take her. So Cass was 6 when Ariana was born. So Cass would, when Ari got older, like not when she was a small baby, but when Ari got older, like maybe say 1.5, almost 2, she would take Ari out of the bed, out of her crib, and let her walk across to our room because Ari's room's far in the hall and our room's here.
Yeah.
Cass's room is here, bathroom. So there's the whole layout of the hallway. She would let her do it, and then you would hear Cassie, "Oh, you want to go on your bed? Want to go to bed, Ari?" And she would just pick her up and put her on the bed. And then Ari, because Ari's trying to, because she's on like this like cockamamie angle, she would grab like the first thing in front of her, and the first thing in front of her was always my toe. So, like just so this is my foot here, okay, guys. Here's this little hand. And I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure, and neither was she. But when you're dead asleep and you just feel
You kicked her in the face, didn't you?
one time I almost did. But one time, like I sleep weird. I don't know if you do this, but like so I'll sleep on my one side, and then when I roll over to the other side. When I roll over to the other side, because I'm in like a dead sleep,
Yeah.
my
Your
one
arm
arm
goes down?
hangs.
Yeah, I've done that.
So there was one time where I was sleeping, but I was sleeping on my back, but my arm was hanging like out this way.
Yeah.
So when she grabbed my foot, like my shoulder was already kind of off the bed. So I shot up and I like did like a triple pirouette on my ass. And the worst part about it was I had a laundry basket like right beside my side of the bed because that's where I had all my work clothes. So I was going to do it the next morning.
Yeah.
I just woke up, I'm like, fuck that, I don't do laundry today. I just threw it all and I got in my PJs and went to bed.
Yeah.
So when I did the triple pirouette, I fucking banged my head, hit my ass, got back up, and was like, oh, oh. And then when I tried to get back up, I slipped on a sock
Oh Christ!
and I crashed. And then the back of my head, I was like, oh. It was like that episode of fucking Cape Fear for The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob stepping on all the rakes. And like it was brutal. It was the worst fucking day ever. And then Cassie would be like, sorry, Daddy. And then they're both sitting there and everything.
Having a blast watching
Fucking
you
bullshit.
destroyed.
So, but I will say Ari's had some bad dreams sometimes.
Yeah.
So she'll crawl in my bed. But other than that, I will say the kids, unless they're sick
Mm,
or they had a bad dream, not so much Cassie. Cassie's like dead to the fucking world now.
yeah.
When she's out, she's out.
Gone.
Well, she's gone.
Yeah. Finished.
Like a tornado could touch down,
Still wouldn't move.
still would not move.
No.
So
That's never.
I would say that I never really had the bad experience unless being woken up by having my toe like
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is I don't know if you notice, like babies' nails suck.
Yep.
When they dig in, they fucking dig in, and no matter how much you try to cut them, they just because they're so tiny, they grow back in like an hour.
Yeah, they're in there like Wolverine.
It's like 5 o'clock shadow, but like on your fingernails. You know what I mean? It's like fucking brutal. But again, I don't have 4 kids, so I'm wondering because you and Jerry, what do you have, a king or a queen? King size bed. I can tell Jerry being very selfish with the bed.
3/4 of it.
Yeah, 100%. Totally can see that coming. So Jerry, 3/4 of it. Yeah, yeah. And then
And
there's
me hanging
you.
off the edge. Playing
Yeah, there's
cliffhanger.
you. Yeah, there's you and your little sliver.
Yep, playing cliffhanger every night.
Nice, nice. Are you Sylvester Stallone, or are you everybody that he drops in the movie?
Everybody who drops it.
Nice.
So
Solid,
sometimes I
solid
got-
flick though. Solid
great
flick.
movie.
Still might not hold up, but still holds up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so who comes in first? Denver is probably like Cassie now. She's dead to the world.
Denver.
So we could take Denver out of the equation.
She's created her own little oasis in her room, so we don't. When it's bedtime, she's gone.
She's probably up there even when it's not fucking bedtime. She probably lives in that room, right?
Pretty much.
But yet the
Look at-
room smells divine.
You know,
I
what?
will say this: like Cassie lives in her room, but it smells fucking great in there.
We should save this topic for another week.
We will.
We could go on about this one.
We could.
Our teenage daughters and what they do. We'll get to that one.
Mhm.
Who comes in first? That's the age-old mystery. We never know.
So
We
when
never
you, so
know.
when you wake up, they're all 3 are in there.
2.
So Amari and
Omari and
Zion.
Zion. Elijah, typically same thing. He's when he
So
goes to
he's
sleep,
at that age
dead to
where
the world.
he's
Yeah,
out.
He's
So
gone to sleep.
okay,
he's
so
good.
we can count those two
Two
out
out.
of the equation.
Yeah, so I've got the 2 of them, and on any given day, I mean, they're getting better, but they move like ninjas. They get into our bed between the 2 of us somehow, and under the covers and asleep, and we don't realize it until we wake up.
Have you ever woken up on the floor?
No, I've woken up hanging off the side of the bed, but never on the floor.
Never on the
I haven't
floor.
gotten the floor.
Okay.
That's only when Jared kicks me off the bed intentionally because I'm snoring too loud. But other than that, I mean, these boys haven't.
Don't
managed to
be
get
putting
there yet.
fucking ideas about kicking people off the bed, man.
Shit, that's what happens, man. It's the reality of it. You get to listen. She says sometimes my snoring is so bad. She tries to give me the little get up, and I don't move, and it's just the.
Okay.
I
but
get the Hadouken.
Before we talk about how your kids are ninjas, let's get into this.
All right.
Have there ever been times where you've gone to bed later than she has?
90% of the time, I'm going to bed after her.
Does she snore?
Sometimes she
Okay.
sleep talks. She sleep fights.
Sleep fights?
Ooh.
Is that like sleep dancing?
Oh, she gonna kill me for this one.
Like
too.
dance fighting? Is that like
Oh,
dance
no,
fighting?
no, no. This happened.
Hold on,
It happened once or twice.
We gotta. Who's she fighting?
That's a good fucking question. I don't know. But guess who ends up getting the real life fight?
You do.
This guy on the side.
Have
of
you
the
ever
bed.
woken up with bruises and
No,
shit?
come on. Bruise me?
Okay, I don't know.
No, but never. But she's woken me up. Like, because of her whatever dream or whatever it is, she's sleep fighting, sleep talking, and
So if you're fighting in your dream, if you're
Woo!
fighting in your dream,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not dreaming. You're having a nightmare.
Well, she's done it maybe like twice in like the past 8-9 years, and it's just kind of like, whoa, like that was intended for someone. I don't think it was intended for me.
I
Who
wonder
knows?
what that fucking
Oh,
brain.
and she does.
I wonder
no
what that
clue.
fucking brain dreams.
She's got no clue what was transpiring in her dream. It's just
like so. What? Like you get like punched in the gut or shit like that, or
I've gotten the arm swing like over me, like so I'm laying down, and her
And it's
arm would
just-
just kind of come over.
oh shit.
Right, but I remember one time she gave me like it was almost like a calculated punch, like she was boxing with somebody. Like it just came like one of these, like it was like a hook.
Oh shit.
I'm like, what the fuck? And we're sleeping, like we're both sleeping at this point, right? I know we're sleeping because she fell asleep before I did, and yeah, she gave me, and till this day she doesn't remember it. She doesn't remember it ever happening. She gave me a full-on right hook in the bed. And I'm like, what the fuck is this about? She had no clue. She died of laughter. The same way you're laughing is the same way she laughed at it because she
But it's
couldn't
amazing
remember it.
because you're like, what the fuck is that?
Like,
What
what
the
did I
fuck
do?
do to deserve
What
this
did
shit?
I just want some rest. I'm tired. I want to sleep.
Okay, so
Nah.
okay, but so back to my question about the snoring.
Yeah.
Though. Does she
Yeah,
admit to the snoring?
No.
So
Never.
okay, then
So I leave it. I leave it when
Sasha is the same way. Where I'll be like, "Baby, your snoring was hectic last night." She's like, "I don't sound like a fucking. I don't sound like a. What did she say? I don't sound like the What was that thing? Oh, the convoy. I don't sound like the Ontario Truckers Convoy when we're coming down the road." And I'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And then there's a couple times where she has recorded me, and I
Yeah.
will say this: my snoring, it's weird. My snoring, it goes into levels.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
start off like really high pitched, like
Yeah.
from like your diaphragm.
Yeah.
And then it's like it kind of tapers off, but then
Yeah.
it's weird because it sounds like 3 oinks. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
To catch your breath.
Fucked up.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same
So
thing, man.
you know what? Whatever.
It is
Everybody
what it
snores,
is.
guys. If you're snoring, that means you're in a very deep
Deep
sleep,
sleep.
and you're relaxed.
That's it.
That's it.
Every muscle in you is relaxed. So let it be. It's nothing, no shame in the game.
You know, like
As
the
long as you
Beatles
wake
said,
up.
man. Mother Mary comes to me, man. Just let it be.
Yeah.
Let it be. Fuck.
Shit.
Don't women, please. You know, you're men. We struggle with a lot of things because we don't talk about them. If we're snoring and that's all you have to worry about, if we're leaning in with the kids and we are paying our portion of the bills together, united, and occasionally when the kids are asleep, we want like a little late night nookie, and you don't want to do that,
Yeah.
so we find other avenues to release. Just allow us to snore, please.
Peacefully. Let us snore in peace.
I mean, I don't see that we're not breaking any laws.
Nah.
We're not stepping out.
Nah.
We are just so relaxed.
Comfortable.
You know why? Because we're comfortable. This is where I could spin it. We're
Yeah,
comfortable and safe. Go with me on this. Go with me on the journey.
We're secure.
We're secure with you
Yes.
beside us.
That's it. That warmth just makes us feel like we're home.
Absolutely. And then we wake up.
You've been snoring like a
Yeah.
piece of shit all
Yeah.
night.
Sound like a convoy. Come on.
I was here all night. At least you know. You heard me on that. I was here.
Listen, I'm a creature of habit, man. Okay. I worked so hard to get my house
Yeah.
that I am a homebody. If I don't have to go out,
Why would you?
I'm staying there.
Right here. Outside is expensive, bro. I don't know if you've noticed. Outside is very expensive. We talked about this an hour ago.
Well,
Food.
Canada in general is expensive. Yeah, we have pizza. I ate all of Derek's pepperoni because I'm a good friend. Derek does not eat pork. So I took the ultimate sacrifice and I ate all the pepperoni. Cheers to me eating the pepperoni. What I do. But I ate the pepperoni. And on top of that, I had 3 slices for myself. And the slices had the bacon crumble. That's so good. Bacon crumble, green on mushrooms. Oh my God. Every day.
Yeah.
But it's pizza. How about Jesus? Pizza. And even still, 2 larges, 4 cans of pop, 2 dips, $40.
God.
And then you add tip, like $3.50. Because I don't tip. Okay, let me ask you this. Hold on, I want to get into this. I want to talk about this. Okay, this is completely off on a tangent, and then we're gonna wrap it up after this when we'll say our goodbyes, and then we know what our topics are going to be
Next
for.
week.
We're gonna talk about the smells of our daughter's rooms
Mm.
and their routines and how much time they actually hog up in the bathroom. It's crazy. We're gonna get into that next week. But don't forget to click subscribe, and also we want to make before I get into this story about tipping.
Yeah, go with that.
We want to talk about we're not therapists, but we've been through a lot of things in our lives
Yeah.
that we can try to help. So D&G want to offer our services at no fee. You got a question or a comment or something that you want to read, comment on this video below, and on our video in 2 weeks from now, we will read some of the comments. We'll have that at the end of the show before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, but now back to so this is my tangent on tipping. As everybody knows my history.
Mm.
I wanted to be the next great Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be the next great Quentin Tarantino unless you've seen Quentin Tarantino movies.
You can still be him.
You can. So, but this is my Tarantino. I have my shot and everything like that. The ring light, no, covering the forehead. But Reservoir Dogs,
Okay.
okay? The coffee scene, Mr. Pink, I don't tip. Why don't you tip? Because society says you got to tip here, here, and here, but you don't tip here. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, we appreciate it. We love you. Do you just yes or no answers? Do you tip the person at McDonald's?
No.
Do you tip the waitress at the keg?
Yes.
Why?
Shit.
Why? Society tells you.
No. Okay, wait, no. I have an answer for that. Now, okay, wait. When I go to McDonald's, I'm going to take my food and I'm leaving. I'm not eating there. At the Keg, I'm tipping for the experience. I'm not getting an experience at McDonald's. I don't want one. I want something quick and I'm out. If you are going to take the time to come and serve me, you're gonna talk to me, you're going to pour my water for me, you're going to clean up after me if I drop something on the table, and when I leave, you're gonna clean my table. Right?
Okay. I got a rebuttal.
I'm gonna pay you for that.
I got a rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Okay.
And now McDonald's.
You're going to take my order. You're going to prepare my order.
No, you're not.
Hold on a second. I didn't interrupt you. Please show me the same. You're going to prepare my order.
Yeah.
Incorrectly or correctly, but you're going to prepare my order. Okay. You're going to call out my number. You're going to give me the bag of the food. You're going to give me the 4 drinks or 3 drinks if I've gone to the family, or the 1 drink, maybe for myself. And I'm going to go select my drink, fill up my cup, put the straw on the lid, collect my napkins, and then all that stuff. Now, if I'm eating in, usually with the kids, I will eat in.
Yeah.
So we'll eat in, we'll get the tray, we'll go down to the table, and we will have the experience of eating at a McDonald's. Everything from the sticky tables, the homeless guy in the corner, all of the above. The anemones are endless at McDonald's. And sometimes they have a play place which can or cannot be cleaned.
Okay.
But regardless, the experience is ideally, in some avenues, the same. The environment and the atmosphere is completely different.
Fair.
McDonald's cooks the food, wraps the food, hands me the bag. The Keg cooks the food, plates the food, waiter or waitress brings it out to you, hands you the plate. McDonald's, you can have free refills. Yes, you have to get them yourself, but you can have free refills. The Keg, can I get you anything else? Yes, I'll take another $15 cocktail that I can make in my house for $3.50. I'll also take some of that 3 cheese butter that I can easily make in my house, but you guys already have it here already made. I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. And you'll take away my plates, and you'll call me into Billy Miner pie. When I can't eat anymore, Billy Miner pie. But now I've eaten a lot of Billy Miner pie. So essentially, the services are the same. The atmosphere may be completely different.
Agreed.
But society says you got to tip the Keg or Jack Astor's or Applebee's or wherever you choose to go. You have to tip. But they don't say you have to tip McDonald's.
Yeah, but at the same time, okay. Oh, are you done?
I'm wrapping up here. But regardless of the fact, society says tip A, but don't tip B. Listen, waitresses and waiters, they could be single parents. They could be college students. They could be earning a living, and this is the only tangible job they can get while surrounding their family life. Fair. Same could be said of the person at McDonald's. This is the only job that they could get and survive on. Could you make a great living at McDonald's? No, you're going to make minimum wage, but you'll be able to survive. Maybe not now with the economy the way it is, but you'll be able to, in some way, shape, or form, at least have some form of money in your pocket.
Okay.
But I myself would rather tip the person at McDonald's, who I know is struggling, than the waitress who makes $16.50 an hour. Okay, plus tips from the section of 20 tables. Now, if every bill at the Keg is a minimum of what, $200, $250?
We'll call it that.
Well, $250.
Make that assumption.
So if you're tipping $25. If she's on if she or he is there from 6 to 1 a.m., okay, that's their shift. That is prime. You're going to get minimum, probably one big party, a couple small parties, and a couple couples out for a night out. And you may get a first date, you may get a blind date, whatever. But minimum, you're going to walk out of there with $300 in tips. The average shift at McDonald's is 8 to 9 hours. You're going to walk out of there with no tips, a burger that possibly fell on the floor, and the manager says, throw it out. But you don't want to throw it, you're going to eat it. And you're going to go home with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, but see, what we're talking about now is circumstantial, right? We don't know. We're making assumptions. We're making assumptions.
Greg,
you don't know.
I'm making assumptions.
We're making some
I don't. So based off of the Reservoir Dogs speech,
okay,
George does not tip. Ask me things that you would think I would tip on. I get my haircut every 3 weeks. Do I tip my barber? I do not tip my barber. I've been going to my barber for 10 years. Nico, I love you. Nico's Hair Salon and Spa. Great guy. There's a shameless plug.
There you go.
I don't tip my barber. I only tip him at Christmas, and I give him $5.
Shit.
I don't tip. And he expects it from me. We laid the lines down early.
You guys, you've been rocking with him for 10 years. So I mean, you have that consistency, that relationship.
I also pay $40 for a haircut that used to cost $20.
It's everybody.
It's inflation,
Yeah,
and I respect it. But he also does great work,
Yeah, I'll give you that.
and he does great work. He makes this look tolerable. But regardless, I don't tip my barber. Do you tip the person at Tim Hortons? They serve you. Do you tip the person at Mr. Lube or Canadian Tire if you don't change your own oil and you go somewhere else to change your oil? Do you tip your mechanic?
Yeah.
You do tip your mechanic.
If I go to like a Mr. Lube, yeah.
What do you give him, like $5 bucks?
$5.
Okay, fine. So you tip your mechanic.
Not my mechanic, just
The guy changing
Yeah.
your oil. I actually have a mechanic.
Me too. I don't tip him.
I don't tip him, but my mechanic gave me a bottle of Crown Royale one year. Gave me a bottle. You know why?
Because you're a loyal customer.
A shit ton of money in this fucking
Loyalty,
place.
yeah.
And I appreciate that. It was a great bottle of Crown. I washed it down saying, look at this. $5,000 breaks, $50 bottle of Crown Royal. No waste. But all I'm saying is this, is that society tells us that we should be tipping things that we shouldn't be tipping. So that's just my rant. And please, guys, it was just a rant. Don't go serious. Say, George is not. Like Derek said, circumstantial at best. Circumstantial at best. All I'm saying is based off the Reservoir Dogs speech, George is not tipped. Now, when I do tip
shitty.
is when the wife makes me tip. That's when I tip. That's when I tip.
Yeah, guys, don't go nuts on us, man. You know what? This is our
This is philosophy.
our forum to be able to just
Yeah,
get it all
we're
out.
venting. And you know what?
Yeah.
You made this guy's fucking stupid. And that's fine.
Yeah,
if
feel
you think
that way, you're entitled to your own opinion.
If you think that, that's fine, that's fine. But listen, all I'm saying is that society says tip the waitress at the keg. And I keep using the keg. Don't get me wrong, I love the keg. I do. I love the keg. Great steak.
Anywhere, I get what you're saying.
Any restaurant. But society says you got to tip these people, but the same job where they're treated with way more respect,
Yeah.
they don't get
So,
tipped.
yeah.
And I feel like it should be the opposite. I feel like tipping should be mandatory. You know what pisses me off the most is when gratuity is added to my fucking bill and I don't get to make a decision. When you've automatically incorporated my choice to tip, you've taken away my freedom.
Man, I don't know if you've been on social media lately, but people are starting to fight against that. I've seen numerous pictures now
I'm on board.
where people's gratuity have been added to the bill and they're just like, nope, no tip.
I'm not doing it.
They're not paying.
I'm not doing it.
You can't. If your service is shit, you're not getting a tip from me. I don't give a fuck how many of us are there.
I will tip when Justin Trudeau
Oh fuck! No, not
admits.
political opinions.
No,
There
we're
we
not
go.
political, but admits that he's fucked this country up beyond belief. In terms of all the money that he's spent, some of his policies have been okay.
Yeah.
Some have been poor choices made. And I understand he's got birds chirping in his ear. And I get all that. But I'm sorry. And also, dude, don't eat in the House of Commons. Fuck you. Fruit cup, granola bar doesn't matter.
Yep.
That's the House of fucking Commons.
Have some respect.
You don't do that shit.
Straight up.
Vote Pierre Palmer. Time for a change. Political opinions aside, but I'm sorry, but you know what? I support that.
Yeah.
If there's videos out there, that means there are people
We're fighting back now.
like me.
Yeah, there's tons of people out there like you, man.
Well, see, people say I'm
You
cruel.
don't get out enough. Mr. Homebody, don't worry. Social media, it's your gateway to outside.
Oh, you tip your Uber driver?
Yes.
Do you tip your skip the dishes driver?
Yes.
No, I only use those two. There's just no other ones I can ask.
You're right. You know what?
Have I?
I agree with you to an I agree with you to an extent. I will reconsider my tipping options. Now no one gets shit thanks to George. You can all thank this guy.
For more financial wisdom and tips.
Save some money and stay in my pocket now.
Listen, but if you choose to tip, hey, that's all you.
Yeah,
that's your belief to
choice.
debate.
Not
But-
here to sway anybody.
But if gratuity is added to your bill, fight the man, fight the power, because you know what? A tipping is an option, not an obligation. I will say that.
Strong finishing words.
That's it. Peace, love, and fatherhood.
Always.
We'll see you next week, or sorry, 2 weeks from now on Father to Father. Guys, remember, don't forget, questions, comments, anything below. I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of comments on me. Oh, fucking fat white guy, fucking stupid tipping shit, blah, 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 blah.
We appreciate the love and the hate, guys. Bring it all.
It's just easy on the weight jokes. I'm trying to be sensitive. Anyways, guys,
Okay.
all right. Goodbye, guys.
We just people from the north side. Once the Timmy's hit the shore fine. Winter ready on the four ties. Heavy traffic.